Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we are back with new casting. Sorry for a bit of a delay here. This series will probably keep going at a reasonably good clip. The constraint here is just getting people together to cast it, and really, I'm going to go through and probably cast a ton of these by myself, and then we'll call the crew back in a few episodes probably. The other series, which is going up now, which is Mountain Arena, will probably be on like one turn a week, or we might go on a pause for a little bit. That game is catching up to where they are. So anyway, that game's going to have to go on a pause. At any rate, let us continue forward here. Apparently, this will be a turn of many dire portents. We'll start with a message from Ulm. Hello, all-seeing eye of judgment. Starting to have nightmares about a Timu now. A ghastly rider that goes wherever he wants and will not die. I have a possible counter moving on the province he is in this turn. Hopefully he doesn't move. That's a wishful thinking hope a little bit. Getting Conjuration 7 this turn for more Immortals, which is good because I keep throwing my stuff away like a true noob. Attacking into Abyssia this turn with my one army, fingers crossed, at least Lemuria has mostly moved away to caelum, except for Scassius, frowny face. Think I'll get Thaumaturgy 5 next for Soul Slay to rid myself of the Lemurian Immortals, then focus on Blood. That is probably my best hope for staying relevant, given my relative size, probably is compared to the biggest nations left in the game. What my relative size is compared to the other nations left in the game. From Joman, spend 30 gems on Pale Riders, lose half of them in an indie event. That's funny. War in Ulm is concerning. Hope they manage to survive that war, and hoping that they keep Abyssia occupied. Yeah, Joman definitely doesn't want Abyssia getting bigger. I'm relieved that simply being active in diplomacy has protected me from wars with Agartha and Phlegra. Phlegra being my primary trading partner. They produce many frost brands for me. With caelum actively trying to get people to invade me, I imagine my next war will probably be with caelum. Depending on how that turns out, I may try to turn Bogarus against them by promising them Patala. But we're preparing for a conflict with Bogarus as well. So that's interesting. This is the first kind of peaceful noises we've heard out of Joman with respect to Bogarus. So this is kind of interesting that that's developing. Selling 157, 114 to Phlegra for 3 months of gem income. 1 astral, 1 death in the effort of a safe border. So I guess Phlegra, even though he's friendly, has pressured him for some land, which he's selling. So that's kind of cool. I think this is actually, this is such a good way, I think, to do diplomacy. Like if somebody's getting too big and you need to fight them, a lot of times you feel like you have to just attack. And a lot of times that can be a good option because you don't want them to know it's coming. Maybe if you don't have a non-aggression pact with them, maybe you want to surprise them. But a lot of times, somebody will just give you land for free in exchange for not fighting you. For like a long non-aggression pact. Putting up Mother Oak and Earthblood Deepwell this turn. It's very aggressive, but further my goals. Ideally, I wanted Gift of Health, but I lack a Nature 6 Mage. So for now, we'll have to hold off. Spamming Transformation into Misfortune 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it. Transformation could be pretty good on Joman. Putting Valkyr Flames up on the fortress that I took from Satis. It's unexpected and it should help. I was debating between this and King of Fire, but I'm getting a Staff of Elemental Sorcery from Joman for Eternal Pyre next turn. Okay, so these guys seem to be in cahoots. So, okay, let's see which ones went up. I think Lemuria cast Eyes of God. And this actually really nice global. Helps patrol down Unrest. Lets you see all the sites on the map, lets you see all the score graphs. Yeah, it's super clutch. Yeah. Helps you patrol out enemy scouts. But it's going to be really good for Lemuria to maybe manipulate diplomacy. It's like, nobody really trusts you. And I mean, people trust you a little bit, but like, you know, people don't trust you that much in Dominions. So it can be really hard to make an argument because people think you're not telling them everything. Sometimes a graph, posting the right graph at the right time is the most powerful diplomatic tool. Okay. And then these were the ones that we heard about. We've got Mother Oak and Earthblood Depot going up, as well as Wild Hunt running around. Let's go ahead. I want to go look at... I don't want to ruin any potential surprises, so we're going to watch the Lemuria caelum battles here and see if we get anything spicy. This is not that hard of a raiding squad, guys, so if you have this thing running around, you should be able to kind of come up with a counter. But the thing is, that's tricky is you have to put that counter in a lot of provinces. So this is interesting. I don't think these are the magic ones. Yeah, these don't have magic weapons, so they're going to get wrecked, and they're only militia. I can kind of guarantee you this is not going to work. Some dust to dust coming out. I mean, there's a chance it works, but it's in the darkness or something. I think this is a cave. Yeah, they don't have magic weapons. Most of them don't. And the ones that do are still fighting in darkness. Yeah, there's no way this works. We got some mages too. This guy's on attack. Huh. So this was PD, right? And so, I mean, and at a level, this makes sense, right? These are mages supporting the PD. PD alone is not very good against Lemuria, but, you know, they have some magic weapons in the PD. Mages supporting PD kind of makes sense. Just wasn't enough here. And this PD is not very good in caves. And, you know, there's not a ton of magic weapons. Okay. Forces of Gilead. Ooh, looks like we see a consul going down here. So in the first volley, they take a... Oh, he's got unequaled obesity, so he's got a tremendous amount of hit points. So he's going to be regenerating probably 8 a turn. Oh, he didn't get blessed. Why didn't he get blessed? He must have done some other thing for his first script slot. Probably a mistake. Protection of the Shadelands. Okay. And that's actually the area of, like, the battlefield of Wide One. That has actually a slower casting time. So, yeah, that was probably messed up. Probably didn't script him, actually. It's probably just he had him part of an army, broke him out to raid, and forgot to re-script him. Okay, and that's it. We're gonna come over here and just see what's happened. So Caelum's still standing here. I don't like this. This army must be starving still. And we've been into it ad nauseum, right? If it's not starving, it should move out. If it is starving, it should leave. Maybe in the retreat direction until it gets supply items. Okay. I think that's about it. Okay, coming down to Ulm, we've got Scassius and company going against these guys. Problem here is it's going to be hard to kill Scassius. Oh. You can see he's buried in here amongst these guys, attacking at a corner tile. And it's hilarious that Ulm's very frustrated with this guy, and he continues to just wreck. Scassius is really good. He's so strong. He got buffed. I think he didn't actually exist until Worthy Heroes. So he's probably not a needed addition to the nation, even though he's thematically super cool. Wolves and a Black Priest. I guess we'll just watch this to see what he was thinking. I don't even know if this would take 1 PD. These are the kind of things that don't even do very well against 1 PD. Yeah. Ooh, Vampire coming in. Getting a small win, but enough to put on the board. Yeah, Soul Vortex is pretty good against Lemuria. The risk here is this guy might do Control Dead or something if he gets close enough. Or Dust to Dust. Oh, he spooked him off. What did he hit him with? Let's see at the end. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This guy's... Vampires, you have to be pretty careful about raiding into PD. Alright, let's go, buddy. So he comes in, he hits him. Oh, he just fucking punches him in the face. Huh. Okay. Makes him run. Very cool. And I think that's it for this Warfront. Let's come out and look at... Oh, I think we got our battle. Get out the popcorn. All right. This is everything Ulm has left. This is his last army. The last brave contingent of Ulmites. He's got a flank of Cav on the top. He's got a few of these priest smiths, these black priests. A contingent of Ghoul Guardians. He actually has a lot of these black priests. With Iron Blizzard, he might be able to actually cut down this whole army. I'm actually really interested to see what happens. The risk is, of course, the crossbows might kill the mages. Evocations could kill the mages. Oh, hello. Okay, not a ton of damage. The crossbow's going over here, and it's going to be 2 rounds until they fire again. Couple stray arrows coming in. A lot of Iron Blizzards. Ooh. Are these guys, yeah, they've done some in Earth Power. These are such big Iron Blizzards. Oh, and they're killing the elementals. They're not killing the crossbows, though. Oh, these Thunder Strikes. He's got Mass Protection off, which is a great spell for Abyssia. It's also going to help against the Iron Blizzard, which is, you know, normal damage based. Ooh, and these flame eruptions just crushing these troops. And these Abyssian mages not worrying about friendly fire. Somebody forgot to tell Abyssia that fire magic isn't very good, because he's doing a real number on these Ulmites. Just look how much damage Flame Eruption's doing. Advance and cast. Now, even 5 fire resistance takes a lot of the edge off, but we were seeing a lot of hits here for 8, 10 damage on heavily armored units. Who would have thought that? I would have thought that... I actually was thinking Ulm would win. I mean, I kind of saw the battle, the province I clicked on before it, and saw that Abyssia had won, but looking at it, I mean, honestly, all the Iron Blizzards and all those things, I was thinking Ulm was probably going to pull it off for a W. I think there were a few things that were kind of decisive here. One was getting Mass Protection off. And then these Flame Eruptions were really good, and the crossbows did help to kind of whittle down some of the mages early as well. And there's also somebody casting Thunderstrike. Who the fuck was that? Must have been this guy? Yeah. There's one Thunderstrike that just destroyed some mages. You had these guys doing things? I don't even know. I mean, that was super effective. Did the mages get away? The final question. Seems these are the slaves, and it appears the answer is no. So that is about as decisive of a win as you can have in this game. I mean, not really. You could not lose anything, but I mean, these guys spanked Ulm. I mean, it was, this is brutal. This is brutal. Who did he lose? He lost some Smolder Ghosts. These are gem summons. Pretty cool. Warbreds, crossbows. Yeah, Ulm's out of the game now. So this actually is pretty important. If this stalemate between Lemuria and caelum, I think ideally Abyssia would want caelum to win. But the next best thing is a stalemate, because a stalemate will hopefully allow Abyssia to go and take almost all of Ulm now. I think that's basically what's on the table. I mean, the wheels have been off the Ulm wagon, but this was the Ulm wagon going into a ditch. It is now time to loot and plunder. He can maybe have one more big battle, but he's not going to, I don't think, have more mage support than he brought here. So everything from here on out should be easier. Abyssia still had some trouble dealing with some of the vampire thugs, so he'll have to be able to deal with that. But assuming he doesn't get cheesed by some strategy like that, it's just time to loot Ulm, to eat all of his stuff. This is where it's also really nice to have like a small amount of horror casters set up to help like with the raiding, because Abyssia kind of by nature is a slow map move army unless you have some of the summons or the horror cannon. So anyway, cool stuff. Okay, so that's that conflict. Coming over here with Jomin fighting voraciously against the Indies, also positioning a pretty big army here near this throne. And he is sitting here on top of Arco's cap. He has cracked Arco's cap now, so we'll probably see a battle. I don't think much is inside, so I think he will just I think he'll storm it instead of probe it. Agartha on this fort and has his god here on this throne. Okay. Seems okay. Agartha probably could just negotiate for more land from Jomin. Jomin would probably give up one province just to be friendly, is my guess. He's not really like gridlocked in any wars right now, but you could probably negotiate getting one for free. Allegra and Satis, let's take a look. So they're just patrolling out stuff over here. Down in Satis land, okay, just a little bit of PD and a reborn. Might have actually come with the PD. No. This is attacking Falegra. Falegra not choosing to expand. You can actually see this is a kind of weird thing, but you can see Valfor Flame's been cast. It's a battlefield enchantment. And because they're fighting the province with the wall, this spells up. It basically is kind of put the fire in front of the wall, but there's no walls here for it to put fire in front of. So that's how that goes. He's got some poison slingers here, flinging down a bunch of muck. Probably going to cause a bit of friendly fire. Not too much. I don't see a lot of little green ones popping up. So yeah, I think he took this with hardly any losses. 28 for, I don't know, a bit of PD. So now he has to decide what is he going to do with Valfor Flames. Especially if there's a super combatant inside. Valfor Flames will kind of help kill off a bunch of the army pretty quickly. Like a super combatant in the gate. Ooh, that is a real bad time if you have Valfor Flames up. So that's interesting. I think he can maybe handle it. Depends on things like whether Falegra has Phoenix Pyre. And it also depends on how much mage support Satis has. And looking at this army, it's not a lot. Satis really has been pretty stingy about using their mages. They've used them a few times to great effect, but most of the time they're sitting in their capital. The Drakon coming through. Let's see what he's put on the Drakon. What kind of Drakon are we looking at? I think it's died once. He's holding up a global and running him around without any items. Don't really approve. I must say I don't like this. And in it, like a more advanced player game, you would basically be guaranteeing this guy would die if you're at war and you do it. Satis doesn't have a ton of magic phase options, but still, like, it's very risky running this guy around alone. And you really would never want to do it with a global enchantment up like this. You know, if you stack a ton of gear on him, you could make it where it'd be really hard to pick him off in the magic phase, but risky. In general, if you get an expander, I wouldn't ever suggest running them around this late in the game by themselves ever. They become army support casters, in my humble opinion. Nevertheless, he uses it to take a province, so nice. And we'll have to see. So that's that front. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. All right, we've got another turn here. This is turn 53, I believe. Message from Ulm. My army's pretty depleted at this point. If I were to play this game again, I know many things I would do different, which is good and will help me in future games. I'm sure I can be much more effective than I have been with my thugs, and more efficient in dealing with enemy raids than I've been than enemy raids which have been a plague. I really need to be more creative with how I script my mages. Scripting in general has probably been my downfall this game. Too much attrition, and that my war with Lemuria. I'm not sure how I can provide convincing resistance against the Abyssian armies outside my cap at this point, at least until I'm able to gather more chaff. Yeah, I think you're basically out of the game now, buddy. So yeah, it was cool. There were a lot of really cool fights with Lemuria, some cool fights with Abyssia, some cool thugging. You know, it's kind of like you had a lot of ingredients to make a really cool recipe, but they didn't all quite come together at the right time to make a dish that tasted too good. So, yeah, and this is the great thing about playing a nation is, until you're really, really experienced, it is really hard to play a nation well your first time. So like playing a nation like 3 times in a row, you end up kind of learning that nation by the 3rd time. Like the first time you kind of, even if you read a guide, a lot of times you're like, you like kind of stumble through and you're like, I just messed up on huge things. Second time you play them, maybe you're kind of like, things are kind of working out, like you're doing the things, but like your timings are all messed up or you're still making some mistakes, but like you're generally now like, you really interpret it, like understood the guide by the using it in the first game, but like making a tremendous number of mistakes. Now you're kind of doing it, by the third game, you kind of start getting some timings, you start understanding how like some of the counters work. Cause anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm really glad you learned some stuff in this game, Ulm. Great. And with that, let's start with Ulm. Vampire Count gets raids here and gets killed. In general, these are not great thugs against Lemuria. It's kind of interesting too, because you can like look at this and be like, oh, it's a really hard matchup. As I've mentioned before, Ulm actually crushes Lemuria, but you need certain things. Really, the thing is you have to kill all the commanders with like all the shitty raiders, like these Shadow Tribunes. You kill them with Infernal Disease. So like you probably need like 3 Infernal Disease casters. Now that's a lot, but with vampires it's not too hard, especially if you get up to Blood 7 and you're getting Curse of Blood, but you can kind of arrange it before then. Though it might take some empowering, or like actually this guy who just died, the Blood 3, this is a great person for it. He forges the Bloodthorn, you empower him once, he's good to go, but he can also from there make all the boosters. And so, all the other vampires, oh, not this guy. There's one who's Blood 3. I forget who it is. The Sanguinist or something, I don't know. But you take, anyway, and then with all the boosters, when you have this one, and this one, that's a bonus of 3. You start off at 2, you can cast it. So really to fight Lemuria, this isn't the only thing, but it's one way to win the raiding war, is once you have 3 Infernal Disease casters, it makes a really big difference. He gets raided here. Ooh, looks like he wins this one. Unless he HP routes from the chaff in his army. Oh no, it's another epic slap fight. But no disco lights this time. Oh no. The final showdown. I think Atimu wins, right? They really can't hit each other. Well, he's going to win because it's going to timer out and the attacker runs, which in this case is Ulm. All right, dance party's over. All right. Yeah, could be worse. Yeah, not looking good for Ulm. He's got this fort sieged. I'd probably send the Bloodhoff down here to deal with Abyssia and really pray or hope or something that that Abyssia hasn't figured out how to deal with your thug. Maybe put a little more fire resistance gear on him, send him in. But yeah, I mean, it's good. Abyssia's going on the defensive. He's ready to loot and pillage. Bronze Colossus, clean it. Yeah, let's see what he's kitted this Bronze Colossus out with. He's now seen part of the series, so he knows we can talk. Oh, he still doesn't know about the armor. I know he will know about the armor eventually because he sent some note about it. Trying to still make his weapons good. It's just really hard to make. He's like stacking attack. I mean, the attack skill's so bad to start with. I mean, this is nice. This is really good if you have bad attack skill. Yeah, I'd stack a lot of these on him. Forget this. Put 2 of these on. Okay, cool. Ulm continuing to raid with some mages. All right, very cool. Let's go check out the Satis. Okay, this fort's still popped, but we don't have movement. Phalegra continuing this around. Satis, probably still with enough military in the region to kill everything from Phalegra's here, but choosing to defend their capital. You know, you have to be careful about it. And we're probably getting... do we have any tyrants? Let's see if he's got Phoenix Pyre yet, because we haven't checked in a while, and he should. Nope. No Phoenix Pyre yet, or at least he's not casting it. Okay, Lemuria and Caelum. More raiding. Kill some storm guards here. This actually is kind of interesting. What is going on here? Okay, it's 2... Because I was like... The stuff he had there should actually... Got a Doomglaive. These Caelumites should kill these troops. I'm not sure how much this guy did. Who got kills? I mean, they did some of the killing. Actually, it just looks like... Why didn't that work better? Because these are really good troops against these guys. These Storm Guard, they're really good against ghosts. They're kind of getting picked off a little bit. They don't have great MR, so they can get... Some of them are getting paralyzed. Like these 2 are paralyzed. These are paralyzed. Yeah. I think it's kind of the paralysis stuff that's getting to him. And then these guys aren't making good contact. It's like a few things that are all adding up. I think they probably still would have lost to the Lemurian thugs or super combatants. Why is this only 16 protection? It should be higher. This must not be cold 3. It's late summer. Okay, it was cold 1. So these, they didn't really have the full benefit of ice protection. They only had 1 ice protection tick rather than 2 or 3. Because normally Ghost really would have trouble hitting them. I was kind of surprised they lost this. But I think this had to do with the fact it was high summer. And then a little bit of unfortunate positioning. And then the fact they are kind of vulnerable to getting paralyzed. Oh my god. So Caelum's riding out and Lemuria's choosing to stay. Race skeletons, animate skeletons, not exactly what I'd love to see. I think these are wastes of fatigue. In general, if you're going to have them do this, like quarter skeletons is fine. But if you're going to have them do, like this race skeletons, well, this guy should be doing hoarder skeletons. But like these guys, put them on advanced and cast. Go ahead and get them doing that dust to dust. Ethereal crossbow to help deal with thugs. Some water elementals. These are to help deal with thugs. They're not great against consoles, but they're okay. The problem is you're fighting in a cave. So this actually brings up interesting questions. Ooh, they look like withered bones. Do you take this fight, where you're bringing enough to probably win, maybe, but you're taking it in very unfavorable circumstances, like in the dark, and rigor mortis is up? Ooh, that is very spicy. Because now you not only have to win, but you have to win quickly. These guys still have a decent amount of fatigue left. The question is, can they kill the immortals? Can they kill this guy is the actual question. He doesn't have any armor. But he's surrounded by these guys who are paralyzing everybody. And these paralyzed people are kind of serving as like a little wall. Team-coded squares. I mean, caelum's definitely winning. However, I'm not sure if he's going to get to the rigor mortis caster. And there's 3 of these guys they've got to kill. This guy, and this guy. And it's now turn 10. And turn 10 is usually when some of the people are going to be starting to be fatigued out. We are seeing that. Everybody's pretty high fatigue. Some are fatigued out. Lemuria is routed. But somebody forgot to tell the immortals. Oh my god. What a devastating defeat. It's not like caelum can't bounce back from this, but the morale damage that you've done to the player. And he stole the Harab Elder. Oh, this is huge for Lemuria. This is so huge. This guy you can twice born and sacrifice. He comes back as a magic phase. Horrible demon. I mean, this is a good trade for Lemuria. Fuck losing all the troops. I would give up 100 Lemurian troops like this 100 times to get a Harab Elder. Forget the fact he killed anything. Ooh. Well, caelum has lost a lot of initiative. He's got a lot of territory. He's down to Lemuria. He's now lost a pretty big part of his mage core. And caelum, you know, he like fought his way back into the game, had a decent position. But one thing that, you know, if you're getting that far beaten down, one thing that doesn't change is you don't have a huge mage core at home. And like these Harab Elders are slow to recruit, so you don't have a bajillion of them. There's not a ton of mages at home here. A lot of them are out this way. Like the caelum mage reserves in this portion of the world are pretty thin now, I think, especially after this loss. So, a little unfortunate. I think honestly, if he put, it may have been all he needed to do was to win was to put these guys on like attack, advance, and cast or something to just get them in range, and start spamming dust to dust to maybe kill one of the consuls or the grand lemurs. But you know, well done by Lemuria. Brought a lot of grand lemurs. Knew it was going to be an important fight. Brought a lot of troops. And this, you know, this is a fight that could have gone either way. It was looking like it was going to be caelum favored, but you know, kind of wasn't in the end. And he's fighting in summer in a cave. It's like probably the worst way to spend your Stormguard troops. But you know, what are you gonna do? Got to take fights sometimes. Okay, so that's that. We've covered Satis and these guys. And these guys, I think we've covered that. Joman, I don't think we've looked at. So he pings it, and we've got Valfur Flames and Marble Lions. And the God. He's got a lot of fire gems. This could potentially be even Firestorm, which would be spooky. I don't think he has that researched, but... Okay. Very spooky. So we'll see. I think he's still going to do it. Maybe you could either thug it, try to gas it, or you could do like Gifts of Heaven spam or Will of Fates. There's probably a bunch of ways to try to do it. Mass Flight, Weapons of Sharpness and Mass Flight. This fort's still not cracked, though. Okay. And we have a Gartha jumping into that last Arco fort. There's a decent amount of stuff here. I doubt he even scripted this. We'll see. Oh, no, he's communioning up. Solar Rays, Fireball. Oh, these guys are on advance, and are they routed? They're routed. How did they route? Is somebody... That, like, the nation of Arco is a lost cause. We've lost too much infrastructure. Oh, okay, never mind. I see how they route now. That was a big crossbow volley. Okay. Yeah, these crossbows are oppressive. Only problem now is friendly fire. Hardly lost anything. Very nice. So that was, what, down here? That's the end of the war for Agartha. They've snagged a bit of territory, not too much. They could potentially go on Caelum. Caelum's all in on defeating Lemuria, but he hasn't really done much, and Agartha is now a free agent. Always kind of a dick move to stab somebody fighting Lemuria, but there's a lot of armies over here, just saying. And I think that's about it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time to see how the situation evolves.